Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? This is Steve here from Steve's Hot Live, and I'm just doing a final review on the Elder Scrolls Online before the game goes offline just later on about midnight tonight. I'm going to go over what I can quickly in this video and squeeze as much of it basically in as I can. I haven't scripted this or prepared this in any way. It's more of a last minute put together before the game goes offline. So I originally was playing a Dragon Knight, but I changed it over to play a Shadow Blade instead, just purely because of the fact that I've played this class this morning and I have had nothing but fun with it. It does rely a little bit on skill shotting, etc. But other than that, you'll find that it's quite a rewarding class. It's got some nice built-in stealth. Plus, I do love the fact that you can. I've completely lost my train of thought. Oh yes, you can make a difference in PvP if you have good accuracy, similar to the fiery grip from the Dragon Knight. I'm mainly just doing exploration right now, just looking for things to kill before I start going over what I'm going to be talking about. I want to go over through a couple of the abilities from the Shadow Blade class firstly, because a lot of them don't actually fit the Wood Elf archer kind of build that I'm going with right now. There wasn't really many classes that would fully functionally fit it. However, what I've been doing recently is having a look at the weapon skills going into the bow, and I've been mainly maxing that out, and I still have to morph one of these abilities, but I'm not sure if any of these are worth it yet, but we'll be going into that just a little bit later on. I want to show you a little bit of combat, so we'll do a quick shot on that deer. I should be able to take that out relatively simply. For those of you who have played the Elder Scrolls games before, the stealth mechanics are very similar. You press control, you go into sneak mode, you'll see an eye that will eventually go into hidden. Any damage that you do while hidden will be tripled or doubled depending on your skill. And I think I just saw a herb there. I did. So I'm going to grab that. As you can tell, I'm only level 6, so I'm not very far in with this character. I did get my other Dragon Knight to a decent level. One thing I love about this class as well is I love playing in first person. First person is the way to play Elder Scrolls Online, and it is the way to play Elder Scrolls in my opinion. I mean, it does support third person quite well, as you can see here. You can go around and play third person, but especially as the archer style, I do love to play in the first person mode. You can't really do that with the melee classes because you do need decisional awareness, etc. But you sort of need that with archers as well, but at least you have the range whenever you catch it out. So basically the way it works is every time you level up you get a skill point that you can place in one of these skills. There are so many skill trees it would be impossible to go over them all in one video. They govern every single kind of ability in the game plus your main classes. You can get an extra skill point for collecting sky shards that can be found around the world. You never know, I might find one during this video. Combat's very simple. It's basically point and click, although you don't really have the tab targeting system that you would see in World of Warcraft, for example, because in this game you can miss your abilities, and if you do, it can be quite fatal. So I'm trying to find an enemy to actually show you this, although I do keep going in the wrong direction. We're going to head in this way because this is further out from the town I was just in. The game itself, I've played it now for about 6 days, including the previous beta, and I have enjoyed it very much. There's only a few flaws that I can find in it. I will not be able to get any PvP footage out, unfortunately, because it is far too laggy, and the load screens right there are currently about 2 hours, so it just isn't worth my time going in there. I definitely do want to get into a dungeon later on, even if it means I have to go back on my main to do it, because I haven't done that just yet, so I definitely do want to be able to do one of those to give my opinion over on the blogspot.com. So, once again, we're not really getting any proper creatures to attack, because the deers do die in one shot in general. There's actually a player on a mount right now. Those mounts are only 100 gold. The original mounts that you want are about, we're going to say, they're about 17,400 from what I remember. I actually might have just found a dungeon. This is good. This would be good for combat. So, this is the part where I get to show you some of the archer combat that I've been doing. I'll actually show you the stealth before I start using it so you actually understand what I'm doing here. As we wait for the loading screen. It shouldn't take too long. New computer should be here around April time, so you can expect a lot more content coming out, and will probably be based on this class. I'm not 100% certain yet, but anyway, so my stealth class is under Shadow, and I've taken this ability called Shadowy Disguise. This is a morphed version of the previous one, so it gives the player 2-point invisibility for 2.5 seconds and grants me a 70% crit chance during the duration of that 2.5 seconds. It basically means your next ability has a 70% chance to crit. So we're just going to go and explore this dungeon and see what we can find in here. And based on that player moving out and this player coming in, it is likely that this dungeon has been cleared out, which is kind of unfortunate. We can kill a rat, I guess. One thing you can find about the archer class is accuracy. Yeah, I missed the rat. It's very hard to get accuracy in this game. It's going to be quite difficult because if you miss, especially in PvP. If you're not accurate enough, you're going to be punished for it. So here's a skeleton. We're going to do this. We're going to use my poison arrow, which does damage over time. We're going to go into stealth mode, so it disengages, crit him again, do the poison arrow again, go into stealth, and finish it off with another shot. Stealth will cause NPCs to be confused, and they will just stand still half the time, which is a bit of a shame. Now I'll show you what happens when you sneak. Now that I'm hidden, I will do extra damage, and it should potentially one-shot that person. Does a lot of damage. Go into stealth, and do the final crit for the kill. Shouldn't be running towards someone like that in general, but I kind of knew I was going to kill that person. Oh, there's someone standing right there. As you can tell, NPCs are quite dumb. Like, I'm standing right here, and this person doesn't even recognize me, so I'm just going to go for another hit. Go right into stealth, go for another crit, back into stealth, and go for another crit, and that person is dead. Combat's very fun, however, you can miss. Now, one thing I have found is if you click the button to shoot, then turn away, the arrow will still hit. Look at that. If I turn away, the arrow still hits. If I shoot and turn away, click, turn away, and the arrow still actually hits, which is quite weird. I'm hoping they get that bit sorted out, but not really a big deal. Archers are currently one of the least played classes that I can see, purely because of the fact that people aren't very good at aiming from what I can tell, and I'm getting absolutely destroyed here, so I'm going to run as far away from this area as I possibly can. Thankfully I'm stealth, so I can do that. I don't think they'll chase me from here. So I can go back and re-engage. As you can tell, health regenerates very quickly out of combat. I've actually got no points in health. I'm going to put another one in stamina again there, so yeah, it's a really good game so far. Criticisms are pretty simply the marketing. The game itself is really good. I still don't like the lack of capes. I'm a huge fan of capes in games. I think they're quite good. They make a character look amazing. Because I play this in first person, it's not that big of a deal, but it did annoy me a little bit with my Dragon Knight to the point where it kind of looked a bit silly. The game itself is really good. The PvP is amazing. I really wish I could show you actual footage from that. I have a map up on my Facebook and on my Blogspot page, so feel free to go check that out. I'm not allowed to show you gameplay, and by the time you're seeing this video, they have restricted the terms of service on being able to actually show content. Now, as you can see here, I'm actually just using line of sight. This is the thing I love about this game. You can, similar to World of Warcraft, you can use line of sight in this game to block not only NPC vision, but player vision as well, and it does block projectiles if you do it in time, which is actually really good. So, really enjoyable combat in the game so far. A lot of people are having issues with the monthly fee. The monthly fee is an issue for me if, as long as the content is good enough to justify it. The fact that there is an in-game store is a little bit of an issue, because if you've got a monthly fee, surely that should account for everything in the game, but evidently that's not the way. They've also locked the Imperial race to the Imperial Edition, which is a bit of a bold move in my opinion. I really don't think they should have done that. I have an ally mage here taking on the other mage beside it. That mage is teleported behind me. Luckily I know what a lot of these abilities are now, so I can adapt to it. And that's basically Elder Scrolls Online. I'm going to keep this video going just for a little bit because it's just a recap and I want to give you as much footage as I can. Sky Shards, I don't think we're going to find one in here. PvP is real. I'll discuss a little. I want to talk about a little bit PvP because I had a great time with it. I'm still not 100% how to play it because even though we were getting 2-hour loading screens every time, basically earlier on nobody wanted to die, because if you died you were hit with a 2-hour loading screen and there was nothing you could do about it. If you tried to relog, you would just log back into the same loading screen because the client knew you were still in Cyrodiil. But the actual PvP in itself is amazing. For those of you that play World of Warcraft, it is like Altered Valley but 100 times in the scale, aka size and length. Oh, there's a Sky Shard. That's really good timing actually. So I can pick up this Sky Shard, and I now gain an extra skill point that I can put in any ability that I want, provided I have the requirements for it, or I can morph an ability if available. So I'm going to kill off this guy, and then I'm going to go and put that skill point in. So we're going to take him right there, go into stealth, and go for the crit. And that doesn't actually finish him, so we'll go into stealth and go for another crit. There we go. I might have actually missed the first shot. That's completely possible. So let's have a look. I'm currently playing the stealthy archer type. We have another ability here. What's this called? Deals 48 magic damage if stealthed. If you're stealthed, attack sets enemy off balance and stuns them for 4 seconds. This would actually be really good combined with my shadowy disguise. So I'm definitely going to have a look at that. It's got a range of 5 meters though, which is well, considering that most people are going to get up to melee range with you anyway, that could potentially be a good way to get back into range. Siphoning, I'll have Strife here, which gives 40 magic damage and heals the player for 30% of the damage dealt. That's quite good. assassination, that's more about the blades. Whenever I get level 15, I would put more into this. Have a look at the weapon. Can I morph anything with my bow just yet? I can morph poison arrow. So this is the ability poison arrow. Let me show you what it does first. Deals 25 poison damage to an enemy. Targets then take an additional 15 poison damage over 10 seconds. Now, these abilities level up to 5, and as they level, you gain the ability to morph them. In this case, this one levels up at 4. So if I click morph, I can upgrade it to do a different, to add an effect on it. So for this morph, it's just called Venom Arrow. It will have a new effect called Interrupt Spells, putting the caster off balance. So it will be able to interrupt mages, for example. Then we have this one, which will, the poison effects now deal more damage against low health enemies, which can be used more of like an execution ability, which is pretty good. The damage over time is increased. Damage over time is increased on targets under 35% health. So it doesn't actually tell you how much it increases, it just says it's increased. I'm going to go ahead with my Shadow class right now, and I'm going to go ahead and go for Veiled Strike. This should allow me to get more distance whenever people are coming close to me. So let's give it a wee bit, let's give it a test. So we're going to throw out a bow. I'm deliberately going to come out of sneak mode here. I want to get this person close to me. I'm going to go to stealth, and I'm going to use the ability. And did it stun them? Not sure if it did. Let's go into stealth, and let's use the ability. Oh, it does do a stun. That's pretty cool. That's sort of oh, better block that. That's a bit of a gimmick, if you ask me. It's require a lot of mana there. So what it does, what I didn't think about is it cost me mana originally to go into stealth. So I originally, previously to using that ability or leveling up Veiled Shadow, I had 2 Shadow Cloaks before I had to recharge my mana again. Now I can only do Shadow Cloak once if I choose to go ahead with a stun. So, bit of situational awareness. I'm not sure I'm going to keep the ability. I'll obviously keep it there for now since there's nothing else to put on, but we'll have to see. So let's do another. This actually could potentially do a ton of damage here. So we're going to go up close to him and we're going to stun him, and then we're going to go for the combo, and that should kill him. Nice and easy there. Plus, don't forget whenever no, that's a could you make an aggressive archer build? Let's actually try this build out. So, or this strategy out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go right into stealth. We're going to stun them. We're going to use the crit that comes out of the stealth, and we're going to hit him. And oh, it does have half their health. That's pretty cool. And that's just after they're stunned. Block that. And let's kill it off there with a headshot. Yeah, that's really enjoyable actually. But what it means I might have to do now is I might have to start leveling up a bit of Magicka, because the more Magicka you have, the more of those combinations you can do. Magicka does regenerate, but not very well in combat. And let's see how it does against 2 people. So let's see if I can take out one guy first. I got a lucky crit on him, which is good. So let's try and take out this guy while he's low. Go into stealth, interrupt this person's casting there, and use the crit. Right into that again. Go right back into stealth and go for that crit combo attack. The mage did do a bit of damage there, but I don't think that was... I don't think it made much of a difference. So this is basically the most basic looking Elder Scrolls Online that I can do. I'm not very far into the game right now. I'm more or less just showing you guys what you can do. Crafting is pretty good in the game. There's lots of crafting professions. There's actually a couple of new ones from the previous Elder Scrolls game if you're used to those. Let's go for another stun. Let's go for the crit. Back into stealth. And go for another crit. Very enjoyable playstyle this actually. I can't wait to get this into PvP. I really wish I could show you guys PvP. It's probably what I'll be mainly doing in the game. I'm going to get out of this dungeon through stealth. It's what I'm going to mainly be doing most likely, and it will be linked with my stream over on Twitch TV /SteveSpot Live, or it will... Oh, this is actually a good opportunity to show you the resurrect mechanic here. So, if I go up next to this person and I get myself out of comp... Oh dear lord, there's a lot of people on me. Never mind. I was going to resurrect that person. If you hold the player interaction button next to someone who is dead, you can get... you can resurrect the person as long as you don't get attacked during that whole duration. I'm going to have to make an absolute run for it because I am going to die here if I'm not careful. Let's go back into stealth and get some more distance and just sprint out. Alright. Well, that was the simplest look I can give you in Elder Scrolls Online. I hope you've enjoyed this. I can't really show you too many classes. This computer struggles to make videos as it is. Lots more videos coming out around April time. There'll be a bit of a drought, but I'm still doing a lot more work on my blog, which will be linked in the description, and also my Facebook page, which will also be linked in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to show you some more content in April. Thanks very much.